Okay. Okay, so for the first and second episode, we're going to talk a lot already and we share a little bit of dirty secrets. Now we're going to share more dirty secrets. Are you ready? Okay, so anyway, the advert, like I told you, right? The advert is for... Okay, so if you haven't watched the first, second episode, please go and watch because there's a flow. I already came up with the flow of the start, what you should know, then the second part, then to the advertisement. Then the advertisement part, right? I can tell you, I already told you already, if you want to, the agent got to be very responsive. Learn how screen, reply message, arrange viewing. As an agent, I can tell you that a lot of time when we want to arrange viewing with seller agent, a lot of time is either they don't reply, they miss out our message, or they say they arrange viewing, never get back to us. I tell you, all these are deadly mistakes because I have a potential buyer, but because of the I ever go for a unit that is 2 agents. Then one agent I message her many times, she don't reply. Never mind, she busy. She always reply very late. So I saw another agent marketing this unit. So I go and talk to another agent. The agent very good, reply very fast. Okay, I tell you, end up we close with that agent that reply very fast. So if today you sway go and look for an agent that's no good, okay, then you are dead. So I think how to find whether the agent is good or no good, I tell you, actually this is a habit. If the agent cannot even reply your message in 5 to 10 minutes, then he or she will definitely not reply another enquiry message in 5 to 10 minutes. So if at the start you always get agent not replying you, never reply message for very long, then you should really think twice about the agent already because the agent also won't reply the enquiry message one. Okay, you have to understand that. Then the screening part, like I said, I don't want to say already. So from the arranging viewing part, there is some technique to arrange viewing, but that one I also don't want to say too much. But when we sell house, we need to 吊起来卖. Okay, what is 吊起来卖? 吊起来卖 means that even if the house is not a lot of people want to buy or not a lot of viewer, you also must make every single buyer feels that the house many people want to buy. Okay, I don't mind to share this secret one because actually every agent supposed to do that one. Because if you want to sell a house, how can you let the buyer feel that no one is going to buy, you are the only one buying, please buy, So some of the things that I don't do is I don't ask for feedback from buyer. Why? Because it makes the seller feels like the seller is very desperate. Hey, can I know your feedback? What do you think about the house? 是不是我卖不出? I cannot sell, that's why I keep asking for feedback. So this is why I don't ask for feedback. Okay? Then the second part is you cannot make it like you're very desperate to sell the house. Like the buyer say, hey, today 2 o'clock cannot. You say, okay. If it's so easy to arrange a viewing, then basically it shows that you are a desperate seller. Then I can tell you that later on when the buyer really like the house, they're going to offer you, they're going to squeeze you dry. So there's some things that you need to be very, very careful. You, as a seller, you cannot portray like you're very, very desperate to sell. And also, you need to let people feel like there is many buyers that's looking at your house and you have to avoid some of the taboo questions. Like some sellers when they sell house, like I'm the agent, I'm selling the house. When the buyer come in, the seller are very happy and very desperate and love his house so much. Have to keep talking to the buyer and say, how good is his house, how good is his house. I tell you that's the number one no. Because as a seller, if you start to review your true colors, people think that you are desperate. People think that you are desperate to sell. People will squeeze you dry in the negotiation part. And that is the part that I may talk about in this video or the next video. So actually, in the whole process, right, the last and most important part is actually negotiation. Because if you do all these steps wrongly, right, the buyer that like the house will never open the mouth to offer you. I give you an example. If your price strategy is not correct, the buyer, when he like the house, he want to offer you, he will offer you the wrong price. Or he may not even open his mouth to offer you because they are not confident. If you keep showing that you are desperate to sell, then people will give you low price. You will never be able to push the price up. Okay, so and if your photos are not good, that's it. Okay, because the first part is where people call you. If your photos like shit or just now I never say, if you show everything in the house, you take a full video and the house is not beautiful. You see, the main thing is if the house is not beautiful, then you still take everything about the house, then you are trying to let people determine whether they want to view it through the photos or not. You see, today if I'm a buyer, I see the advertisement, I look at the photos, maybe the photos is poorly taken, but to me I won't care whether the photo is poorly taken. I will see then that's it already. I won't see the house anymore, you know. So the number of viewings and the number of inquiry will drop. That is bad. I ever saw a place in Teck Whye. I remember it was a HDB flat, very old. The uncle auntie stay there, first owner, everything. But the toilet is just renovated by the HIP scheme, means the upgrading scheme. So what I did is I only post a picture of the toilet. So the toilet is new, it's brand new, it's totally upgraded by HDB. So many people call, oh, the toilet very nice. They come in, hey, why the house like that? But the thing is, I still managed to sell the place off. You know, the part is how you entice people to come and view the unit. And all these people that come and view the unit, even though they may have the wrong perception that, hey, this Teck Whye house is nicely renovated, I never tell you that it's nicely renovated. I told you that the toilet is renovated. So I use it to attract calls. So when I get the calls, I do my screening and qualify. Don't forget. So I will tell them that this is first owner, toilet just renovated. I never tell them that the unit is renovated. So if you are interested, you don't mind, and you have this budget for this price, you can come and view at this time. Okay, so that's why I say I don't want to talk about screening and qualify, because it's a very big thing, and it's really a skill, really a secret to how I sieve out and screen all the potential buyers to the unit. Okay, so this is why I say I don't really encourage staging and videos, and even staging and videos have to be done in the correct way. Okay, videos give people a good impression of the house before they view, but I will tell you that paying a few $1,000 media fee is definitely not worth it. I don't really encourage people doing that. I feel that few $1,000 you can use it to make other things more worthwhile lah. It doesn't really affect the selling. If you don't believe, you can engage me, because I don't do videos, and then you will still get what you want. I will tell you the truth, you still get what you want. If you don't get right, then you can go and try the videos, because I have a customer that they bought the property for about $2 million. Okay, then I told them that the property cannot sell 2 million now already. This property is gone case, can only sell 1.7 million. They don't believe. They don't believe. Then end up they go and find another agent. They're going to do video for them. Okay, never mind. They go and do video. Then they find another agent. Then I say, it's okay, no problem. Then they pay whatever media fee, higher commission, whatsoever. After 7 to 8 months, right, the house was sold, I think 1.6 million only. 100,000 lesser than I quote. Don't know lah. To me is, I 问心无愧 you know, clear conscious. I never cheat him. I fair enough. And at that time 1.7 million, I already got a buyer, you know, but they don't believe. They think that taking videos can make their house go higher. Okay, so anyway, these are some of the more important things that along the way, some of the things of selling properties got to be done correctly. If it's not done correctly, right, then you will have a lot of problem. Okay, so the real deal is, you have to understand, comes from negotiation. When a buyer really like your place, right, how to make them give a offer. Okay, every closing comes from a starting point. The starting point is when the buyer like the place, they give a offer. So how to make a buyer give a offer is a skill. It's very hard to explain this point, but again, we need to give flexibility to the buyer. You need to make the buyer feel comfortable, feel confident, open their mouth, make an offer, because the negotiation starts from the time where the buyer makes an offer. And if you have done the first part correctly, the screening, the funneling, the qualify, you know that all this and the advert and whatsoever, everything that I talked in the first 2 episodes, if you get everything correctly, you know today this buyer that come to your unit, right, is a potential buyer. And you know this buyer already roughly know how much you want to sell your house. So it makes the negotiation part easy and you will get what you want. Okay? And the buyer and seller pricing will be able to match and the gap is closer. It's easier to negotiate because the front part is done correctly. Okay, so this is very, very, very important. So at the negotiation part, you cannot push. You cannot go and push people, telling people, it's not like today you sell this 100 plus, or I drink 100 plus. It's not like selling 100 plus, you have to keep telling people, the 100 plus how good lah, this 100 plus how good lah, this 100 plus how good. When the person come into a 100 plus shop, hey, this 100 plus how good, this 100 plus how good. No. Selling houses is for the buyer to come into the house, feel the house, have a good first impression of the house. I always tell my customer, when you walk into Nike, when you walk into any departmental store, do you like the lady or the staff keep telling you, oh, how can I help you? What are you looking for? What can I help you? What are you looking for? This is very new. This is our new arrival. You want to take a look? Or do you prefer to keep quiet and look first? Then sometimes she talk, you very pressure. You just walk out. Because you're thinking like, oh, maybe, well, I don't know lah. It's just like, it doesn't spice up the buying temptation. But if you keep quiet and see, sometimes see song, see already, wow, quite nice eh. You just buy already lor. Then you go home like, hey, why I buy this? You know? So same thing for property. When the buyer come in, first impression is very important. Let them walk around the house, feel the house is like their house. Let them imagine where they put the sofa, where they put this, where they put that, what kind of view when they sit on the sofa, what is the view outside, how they feel about the house, feel good or not. I tell you, the cheapest house, it doesn't mean you'll buy one because you don't feel good. And you must understand that majority of the buyer in the market, 90% is buying for own stay. There's only 10% that's buying for investment to rent out. So it's different. It's different. You need to let them feel good in the viewing. Okay, so this one also very hard to explain too much, but there's a lot of nitty-gritty small things that we do. Like I told you, we emphasize the pros so that the cons become very small. So that is also being done in the viewing. Okay, so every unit is different because the pro and cons for every unit is different. Okay, so this part of negotiation, when the person open the mouth, the negotiation will start. Okay, start already, talk, negotiate. I will tell you that again, sorry, I cannot explain about negotiation, but an agent's ability in negotiation is the agent's ability in closing. That is one of the most important point. A powerful and good agent is a good agent that can negotiate well. If an agent cannot negotiate well, that's it. Okay, so if today you are going to pay your agent 1%, 0.5%, and your agent say okay, then you better not engage your agent because your agent negotiation failed. Okay, so this is the part that I very hard to say too much about negotiation. Okay, but negotiation is really a skill. I will say that many things that in the first 2 episodes, when they are not done correctly, negotiation become very difficult. And also, the last part that I want to talk about is, I really feel that when you engage an agent, when seller engage an agent, the seller and agent should work together. Work together. I know some sellers, when they engage the agent, they scared of the agent. Okay? The reason is sometimes also because of the agent. Okay, why do I say that? Today, when a seller engage an agent, you all have to have trust. You have to tell the agent how much you really want so that the agent know how to strategize things to work towards that pricing. You cannot tell the agent something, then later you are okay with another thing. Then if the agent don't know what you want, how is the agent going to work for you? There's another kind of agent that I feel that is not good, is that the agent promised you a high price. Then you decided to sign with the agent. Then throughout the whole selling, the agent keep negotiating your price. That is also wrong, I tell you. It's like today I agree with you. Hey, your house you say 1.3, I say okay. Then every week I tell you, hey James cannot lah, 1.3 不可以啦，你这边只有 1.25. Then next week again, James 不可以啦, 1.24. It's like today if I'm working for the seller, why am I negotiating with my seller? Why am I negotiating with my customer? Supposed to negotiate for my customer. I'm not supposed to negotiate with my customer. I'm supposed to negotiate with the buyer for my customer. So this is the part that I feel that when you engage an agent and you start the relationship wrongly, then that's it. Okay, you got to find an agent that you trust. I think the main important point is you got to find an agent that you trust. Be clear in what you want. The agent also have to be clear in what they can achieve, so that you can hold hand in hand. I ever do a listing whereby the client says that he want 1 million. Then after 6 months, the client tell me, hey, Aaron, we want 1.1 million. Then I'm like, huh? I thought we have always been trying to work for 1 million, and for 6 months we really cannot get. It's like we cannot get 1 million for the 6 months. Suddenly you tell me you want 1.1 million. It's just wrong lah. This kind of relationship, I tell you, is just wrong. Because as a seller, you have to understand that the seller agent is working for you. He's trying to get the best price for you. The seller agent also have to understand that the seller and you have working together must have trust. You cannot go and negotiate your seller's price. You know, as a seller agent, my job is to get the best offer for my seller, not to negotiate my seller until so that the buyer is okay with so that the price is perfect for the buyer. It's just wrong. Oh. So if you get a few agents like non-exclusive, then too bad. Okay, if you get like non-exclusive listing and you got 3 agent, 2 agent, 4 agent, then I will tell you every day your agent will come and negotiate your price. Every day your agent will negotiate with you to help the buyer, because whoever that negotiate with you and successfully help the buyer will earn the commission mah. Correct? Don't understand then you got to engage me again. So that's it for these 3 videos. It's a very long video. I talk until my 100 plus also drink finish already. So thank you for watching for the real truth of selling property, and thank you for all the customers that have engaged me to sell their property for the last 12 years. Hope you guys are happy with my performance. And I'm also very happy to those that actually write review for me lah. So if you join my Telegram group, you will see reviews, you'll see people giving some reviews about it and write to me and everything. I think it's very good. Okay, so that's it. Hope you like this episode of the real truth of selling properties. Bye bye.